Who's got it better than us? Nobody!
What's up, everybody? I'm JT Magnum, and welcome to NinerNews. Finally got a smile on my face. Why? Because it was a great game. 26-21 victory for the San Francisco 49ers. Could have been easily 26-0 the way the defense played. But unfortunately, special teams and the defense for Philadelphia showed up a little bit as well. And they got some points in the form of a punt block, an interception return for a touchdown, and then a punt return for a touchdown. And I've never seen anything like that. And it was just crazy in the first half. It looked like the Niners should have been dominating this game. Like, they were dominating the ground, they were dominating the pass. That Philadelphia didn't even cross midfield until like 3 minutes or 2 minutes left in the game. Like, that's when Philadelphia finally crossed midfield, and it was like, are you kidding me? So let's get right into it. I'm not going to talk referees. There was only like a couple like questionable calls in this game. I talked enough about referees last week, and and it's not because we won this time. It's because I just don't really feel like talking too much about the refs at this point. Just because I finally want to talk about the game. I was so mad last week about that refereeing that that's pretty much all I talked about. So, I mean, I felt that it costed us the game, and so did Anquan Bolden, and so did a lot of players, and I want to push that aside. So, anyways, let's talk about the game. The 49ers defense played phenomenal. 213 yards for the Philadelphia Eagles, 22 rushing. Most of that came on the last, the passing yards came on the last series where Philadelphia finally crossed midfield. They drove like 80 yards or something like that. And or 91 yards or something. Like, they ran the 9-yard line. They went all the way to like the 1.5-yard line of San Francisco, and then the four down stop by the 49ers was just the goal line stand, I should say, was phenomenal. They didn't allow him in, and then at the end they intercepted him, and it was a great win for the defense, stopping a team like Philadelphia who was playing the way they were playing. So anyways, let's talk about the 2 touchdowns for the 49ers. Let's just get into that quickly. Kaepernick, the first one to Frank Gore, was one of those plays where you're just like, no! And you're like, what? Yes! You're like, wow, like, you're taught as a quarterback to never throw across the field, especially when you're backpedaling, especially when you're going to your left. He threw to the right while going left across the field. That is just astounding. And the way he threw it, all awkwardly, and like still put that much velocity on the ball, and then to get it to Frank Gore, and for Frank Gore to make that effort to get into the end zone, I mean, he broke a tackle and still made it to the end zone, is just, it's crazy. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like that. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in a game, where somebody throws a crossfield like that and the guy gets into the end zone. But phenomenal play. I don't know. That's one of those plays, like I said, you're like, what the heck are you doing? And next thing you know, you're just like, well, okay. And you're celebrating. So, great touchdown. And then the other touchdown is Stevie Johnson, another great play. Kaepernick stayed alive in the pocket, rolling to his left, threw a dart to Stevie Johnson, who snatched it out of the air, still managed to get his toes down in the front corner of the end zone, and it was just a phenomenal touchdown. So hats off to Kaepernick for making those throws and for getting those plays and keeping himself composed after he threw that interception to Malcolm Jenkins of the Eagles, who made a nice return himself for a touchdown on defense. And I want to get into the defense. Aaron Lynch played an amazing game. He's the rookie linebacker for the 49ers. Amazing game. He got some pressure where Corey Lemonnier hasn't, and I'm shocked because Corey Lemonnier is a good pass rusher, but for some reason he just hasn't done it that much. He just seems to have this one move that he does that he always goes to the same side, and it's like, you got to be kind of like a more, Aaron Lynch seems more of a Aldon Smith type. Like he just finds a way to get to the quarterback. And he's a hard worker, and he's doing well, and I'm liking this kid. So big props to him. I want to give props to Parrish Cox, who played another phenomenal game. This guy needs a job. This guy, when Tremaine Brock comes back, I understand Tremaine Brock's the starter, but Parrish Cox is playing like he should be the #1 corner right now for the 49ers. I understand Chris Culliver and Tremaine Brock are the starters. Okay, that's fine. But the Niners got to learn that if you have a player playing better, it's not just at the quarterback position where they like to switch, from Alex Smith to Kaepernick. Kaepernick was playing better. Switch it at other positions. If you got a player that's playing better, switch it. Switch it up. And Parrish Cox right now is playing good, but they always seem to go with the guys that they want to put in there. They think it's better, but stop it. Like if it's working this way and we're shutting down teams, do it. So I think if it, at least Parrish Cox should steal Jimmy Ward's job as the nickel corner, because he can play inside. He's already played inside before. He can play outside. He can play inside. Put him at the nickel spot. Don't put Jimmy Ward in there. Don't let him learn. Let him learn from Parrish Cox, or let him learn from somebody else. I mean, if he's gonna learn, good. We have another guy that's sitting on the bench that can learn, or a guy that can come in on a dime situation and play good football. But don't put Parrish Cox on the bench, a good guy on the bench when he's playing like that. Like, you got to have him in the game to shut people down, shut receivers down. So I hope they do that. But please, I hope they do that. But Antoine Bethea, another guy, phenomenal defense. I think he's an upgrade from Whitner. I said it before. I think he's an upgrade. He's a great tackler, and he's a great. He knows his assignments, and he's great in coverage. He's always been pretty good in coverage in Indianapolis, and now he comes to the 49ers and brings that same coverage ability there. You saw it yesterday. He got an interception. He also made a great strip, a momentum-changing strip of Zach Ertz that landed in the hands of Parrish Cox, of all people, and Parrish Cox also got the interception at the end. But Antoine Bethea, to me, has been an upgrade over Whitner, and you can see it in the pass defense. The pass defense is much different this year. They're doing a lot better. I know that game against Arizona, they let up a couple balls to John Brown, but still, they're playing very good football. They did great against Dallas as well, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the year to see what they can do. I'm just hoping that they play the good players. Like, when you got a guy, like I said, like Parrish Cox, who's doing good, you got to leave him in. You can't take these guys out. When they're playing good football like that, leave them in. So we'll see what happens going forward. But overall, great team effort to come back and win that game, and I'm proud of the team. So let's go on to next week. Alex Smith is coming to town. You got to beat the Chiefs. So we're going to see what happens next week. If anything else happens in the week, during the week, I'll do another NinerNews video and talk about that. But I'll probably talk about some stuff during the week. We'll see as things go on, because I know there's some stories about the 49ers want Jim Harbaugh gone and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that later in the week. Right now, we're going to celebrate a victory. So for Niners News, JT Magnum, I'm out. Peace. Go Niners.